Hello everybody, I'm back with a new video. This video is going to be what to do, what not to do when confronting a pathological narcissist. Before I begin, I want to update you guys on where I've been the last 9 months. Basically, I've been working on myself, spending time every 2 weeks, getting help, and truly beginning to heal from a lot of the experiences I had when I was younger. A lot of the experiences I had that I described in previous videos, I had not fully healed from. I had coped with the ending of those relationships via very unhealthy means, and I needed to work on myself. And while working on myself, I didn't think it was appropriate for me to try to help other people while I haven't healed the things I need to heal. So, anyway, recently I joined a new hockey team, and granted, in all likelihood, I'm going to be the only black player on the team. It's just the way it is. The captain of the hockey team is the goalie. This guy was one of 3 guys who offered me a place on his hockey team. One of 3. 3 guys offered me a place on their team. Between the 3 guys, I choose the guy that best resembles my dad. Let me explain. Anyway, I will explain. The second game of the season was strike 1 with this guy. This guy asked me how long I've been playing hockey. I answer, X amount of years. He throws this jab at me for absolutely no reason. And he says, I thought you'd be better than that. And then he proceeds to compare me to players who had been playing hockey for only 2 years. Ice hockey for only 2 years. And of course I clapped back. That didn't hurt my feelings. And yeah, I did. I clapped back a little bit. But that's strike 1, right? Strike 2, April 8th, 2021. I had gotten my pads on, getting ready for another hockey game. And I had been on my phone, texting somebody back. Goalie, captain, walks into the locker room to text somebody back on his own phone. And he's yelling at me for being on my phone. Again, singling me out. I felt like I'd been singled out since the second game of the season. So he singles me out for being on my phone. And I just laugh at him. But I should have, in that moment, clapped back. And being like, that's not your business. We're not in the NHL. Alright. Should have clapped back. But I just laugh at him because I feel like he made an ass out of himself. Anyway, that's strike 2. Strike 3 with this guy. This is the big incident. We play a hockey game. This guy gives up a lot of goals. I had played really well. Actually, like 9 seconds in the game, I scored. The team had played really well, at least offensively, but we just kept giving up goals and bad goals, right? So after the game, and granted, I already felt like I've been singled out by this guy. This guy asked me if I'm old enough to drink. I said, yeah. He says that I should do beer duty. Now, I had already noted that I do not drink. I'm old enough to drink, but I do not drink. You'd think that he gets the clue and leaves me alone about buying beer for the team. The old codependent me nearly acquiesced and bought beer for the team anyway. But then I realized, oh crap, you can't keep going back to the same old patterns of acquiescing to pathological narcissists. This guy knew that I didn't drink, and he's, after the fact, wants to still ask me to buy beer for the team. And when I talk to people who play in other hockey teams, they're like, that's pretty shitty. We don't do that. We don't do that around here. That's a big boundary violation. It's a big red flag. Anyway, I'm like, hold up. The guy next to me is a teammate. I play on the same line with him on occasion. Sometimes we play on different lines, and we change for each other on the ice. Anyway, this guy sees I'm really uncomfortable. He's like, all right, I'll cover beer duty for you. I'm like, thank you, man. Anyway, with that said, I dodged a bullet. Or at least I thought so. I thought I dodged a bullet. I didn't dodge a bullet. So beer would be covered by someone else. As I'm taking my pads off, putting it in the bag, and fixing to walk out the locker room, goalie asked me again, the captain, are you buying beer for the team? And I tell him, that's being taken care of. That's when I really see the ugly side of him. The ugly side of him really starts to come out. The narcissistic side absolutely comes out. Remember the very first video I did with my dad? Like, when he found out that I would not be babysitting the kids. His kids. The kids he had with my stepmom. You see how the narcissistic rage came out, right? Well, here's the case. Because I would not buy beer for the hockey team when I don't drink, this guy became very, very passive aggressive. He starts asking me if I paid the guy that said he would cover for me. Then he keeps going on and on and on about how this is beer league hockey, putting emphasis on beer. Like, I came here primarily to drink beer and not play hockey. I just completely ignored the guy, walk out the locker room, and he's continuing to draw. Now, I was tempted to go back into the locker room and give him a piece of my mind and let him know I don't drink, to cut it out. I was about to set a really, really strong boundary because I realized who this guy is, what kind of situation I'm in. I'm about to set a strong boundary. See what I'm saying? But I decided to walk away because I felt like the decision I was about to make wouldn't be a good one. So I'll go back home, get on my phone, text the guy, and I'm like, look, dude, I don't drink. And I cited how passive aggressive he was when he found out that I wouldn't be buying beer for the team. And with that said, he kept accusing me of being overly sensitive. There's the gaslighting right there. When you start saying that I'm being overly sensitive as I'm pointing out your bad behavior, that's where the gaslighting is. And I'm like, I ain't being overly sensitive. I'm not. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that. You had 10 other people you could have chosen for beer duty. 10 other people who actually drink beer on the hockey team that you could have picked on. Why you go after me? Especially after I told you I don't drink. Why? And then to find out that someone else would cover for me, why would that bother you? You're going to get a chance to drink yourself. You're going to have a chance to drink. Why does it matter who bought the beer? And I felt like for me, that's the proof that he was trying to single me out. Anyway, via text, this is strike 4. This guy tells me I should not be playing beer league hockey. Emphasis on beer. This is big. Now I'm really angry. And unfortunately, there's like 10 days before the next game. Now, anybody who knows me knows that hockey was my escape from my dad. Right? And my dad told me numerous times that I wouldn't be playing hockey. And I would prove him wrong and get in the door. Learn how to skate, play roller hockey, transition to ice hockey. I was not going to let this guy define my life. So now you have this dude telling me that I shouldn't be playing beer league hockey because I wouldn't buy beer for the team when I don't drink. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. All right? I'm livid. All right? This is via text. The next game, April 25th, I'm about to confront the guy. Now, I'm about to make a big mistake. I'm about to literally show you and explain to you what anybody should not do when confronting a pathological narcissist. Because they use our anger in a way to make us look like the crazy one. This is what my dad did routinely. This is what my stepmom did routinely. This is what my own mother did routinely. This is what my cousin did routinely. Okay? You have to be careful. Anyway, this guy said some other things saying that I had serious problems because I wouldn't want to drink. A lot of projection. Anyway, April 25th rolled around. I am livid. I'm getting ready to confront this guy. I am getting ready to go get in this guy's face. This is what you should not be doing when you're confronting a pathological narcissist. You should not be doing that. Anyway, I am running a little bit late. I'm on the highway. I am going like 80 something miles. I'm going like 80 something miles an hour. I'm furious. Please don't do that. It's irresponsible. Anyway, I get to the rink. I see the guy on the team that handles payments, which, by the way, the captain should be doing that. But that shows you what kind of captain this guy is. Anyway, I get to the locker room. I got a sheet of paper printed out, the text message that said that I shouldn't play beer league hockey. And I'm getting in this guy's face, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And this is what you absolutely should not do when you're confronting pathological narcissists. Because guess what? Now they can be like, well, look at this guy. This guy came in here like a complete psycho. And now they can avoid responsibility for what they did. See what I'm saying? Got in this guy's face. I didn't even realize he had skates on. I was that mad. I'm in here with my bare shoes on. And between a goalie hockey skate and a pair of tennis shoes, that blade on the damn goalie skate will absolutely do damage to my feet should he step on it. This guy comes after me, and I'm like, you touch me, it's over for you. This is not a good idea. Ross Rosenberg talked about this. The wrestling ring. Wrestling with pigs. You don't want to do this. The narcissist loves the wrestling ring. This guy comes after me, and he eventually backs off. And I'm angry and trying to explain to him what he had done, what he had said, and he is completely gaslighting, completely changing details around, saying that he assigned beer duty to someone else before me, or never assigned beer duty to me. Not a guy you even want to argue with. Nothing but word salad came out of this guy's mouth. Okay. Eventually, we get on the ice to play. This guy played his best game of the season. For me, I barely knew what was going on the ice. My mind was not even present. My mind was not anywhere near hockey. I didn't play a very good game. It's like the narcissist kind of fed off of my anger. Made me feel unsettled to the point where my entire play got messed up. I wasn't playing good. Didn't play well at all. Wasn't helping the team. Anyway, we tied 3-3. After the game, I confront the guy, this time without skates on. Both of us not having skates. And this is where I really stood up for myself. Well, I mean, if I hadn't already, I really stood up for myself. I was very assertive. This time around, there was no screaming, there was no yelling. I wasn't slamming things or throwing things down. I was very, very calm. I explained to him, you name one hockey team that makes a player that does not drink buy beer for the entire hockey team. Name one. Got really quiet. I asked him again. I asked him another question. Where is the fucking contract that says that I have to buy beer for the entire team when I don't drink? Where's the contract that says that? He got silent. We went over the text messages, and he kept gaslighting, saying that I was being overly sensitive, that I got my feelings hurt. And I'm like, don't play that game with me. Don't play that game with me. Don't play that game with me. He goes into a narcissistic rage. I refuse to let this guy play those games. I knew what was coming. And I'm like, don't play that game with me. He stands up. Without skates on, this guy is still... I mean, even with skates on, this guy is still shorter than me. Without skates on, this dude's like maybe a solid 4 inches shorter than me. And I'm like, come on, dude. You want to go? You know? Like, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to let this guy get to me. Well, I'm not going to let this guy continue to bully me around. I feel like I've been bullied around. So he's telling me to get the F out of the locker room. And I'm like, no, I'm staying right here. I am staying put. I am staying put. I am staying put. Eventually, he agrees not to say another word to me from here on out, the rest of the season. Not to say another word. That's when I walk away. That's where we are today. I almost feel like everything I had done worked. But at the same time, there's a lot of things I did here that I do not suggest. I do not suggest getting in the face of somebody like this. I don't even suggest confronting them in a more civil way instead of getting in their face. I don't suggest confronting them, period. Because all they're going to do is gaslight.